blessed us in so many ways.
Yes, He has.
All we have to do is put our trust in the living God. The Bible where He said that God had, in fact, He loved us before we loved ourselves.
Amen. That's right.
And that's why we need to make sure we give God the glory. Now, I'm going to make a few statements here. First, if you don't have a forgiving spirit,
Yes, Lord.
Lord have mercy.
this message that we're going to preach today, it will not help you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again.
Yes, Lord.
If you do not have a forgiving spirit, I don't care what somebody has done to you, you have to forgive them.
Yes, Lord.
That's right, God. That's
Because
right.
if you don't forgive them,
Amen.
God has no help for you on the way.
Okay. Amen.
Can we say amen to that?
Amen.
So that's why I love that portion of scripture. It says, I have fainted unless I believe to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. He said, wait on the Lord and be of good courage. He's the strength of the heart. Wait, I shall on the Lord. As I stated, this is one of my favorite portions of scripture. And also, the other portion of scripture was in the sponsor reading, Psalm 91.
Amen.
If you're ever down, you go to Psalm 27, Psalm 91. I don't care how low you down you are. All the words will pick you back up.
Yes, He will.
But let me say, I hate to sound like I'm beating up on churches, but I'm not. But churches across this nation are in trouble because there is a falling away.
Amen.
That's right.
But this is predicted by the Word of God.
Amen.
Yeah.
The Word says they're going to become a falling away. Mothers against fathers, children against mothers,
Yeah.
Amen.
friends against friends.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's right. That's right.
And whatever God predicted, it must come to pass. So that's why we're going to use it for a subject. Don't panic. Wait on the Lord.
Amen.
Because He is still on His throne looking down.
Yeah.
And He's not going to lose any of His creation if it's possible. So as your shepherd, He will take care of you.
Amen.
Yeah.
A thought just come to me. I meant to do this earlier. I want you to pray for our mayor. They are closing down House of Worship in this city.
Yes, they are.
But now she's looking for what they call a nightmare. I don't know if you heard or not. You heard about it?
Yes, he is.
A nightmare. And they're going to pay this nightmare over $100,000 a year
Yeah.
to make sure that the nightclubs and the whorehouses and all that stuff is kept open.
Yeah.
When
That's
you
right.
came to enjoy it, hey,
That's right,
you better check the news. That's why they need to pray for her. Churches are closing down, but they're going to pay this person over $1,000 to make sure all of the nightclubs are flushing and doing good business. Something wrong with this, my brothers and sisters. And much prayer is needed
Yes, it is.
because they do things that they do not understand. But I'm saying again, don't panic. Just wait on the Lord.
Amen.
We are living in the time of crisis.
Amen.
There's trouble and difficulty in many of our institutions and establishment. One of the largest establishments, Sears Roebuck, even bankrupt.
Yeah.
Other large organizations have been bankrupt.
Yeah.
Killing every day. Families breaking up.
Amen.
None of life indications are giving positive signals of a brighter days ahead.
Amen.
But also I read why he said by 2020, this United States might be in another recession. It's going to be the same shape it was when our president took over, Obama taking over. This country was in bad shape. But because, I don't mind saying it, because there was a black man that don't want to give him credit.
That's right.
I want to give you some news. Anytime a new president comes in, he's living on for 2 years, what the other president put into place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, right now, we have a president taking credit for something he had nothing to do with.
That's right. That's right.
But now the next 2 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
hallelujah, then we know just what God has in his mind. Can we say amen to that?
Amen.
So as we live in these desperate times, and natural reaction may due to panic and react in a fearful, desperate way. But don't panic. Wait on the Lord. God is still controlling this universe.
Amen.
I don't care what's going on. God is in control.
Yeah.
read it, I said, well, the government rests upon his shoulder. Oh, somebody better shout hallelujah now. But in our text, we talk about David. In our text, revealed that his apprehension and anxiety concerning the destruction power of his personal enemies. His attention was drawn to the brazen conspirators who actually waited to seal his doom. They were trying to kill David. He was running for his life. In verse 12, he asked for protection against those who lurk in the dark shadow to overtake and destroy him.
Amen.
Yeah, when you know you run for your enemies, your life is in the balance of God's hand. You have something to worry about.
That's right.
But he admits that he almost panicked when his enemy approached him with threats and intimidation. His victory came as a result of the things that he did not do.
Amen.
Don't miss that now. He got the victory of things he did not do or the acts he did not take. Let me part. Some things we must leave alone.
That's right.
And let the Lord work it out.
That's right. That's right.
David did nothing, and he did not take an action against it. Because sometimes when we get our hands into it, we make it worse.
Amen.
And that's why we need to wait on the Lord. And let the Lord work it out for you. I hope you hear me today. You see, he waited upon the Lord. He did not panic. And God strengthened his heart. Let us learn from the courageous warriors in our time of spiritual warfare. Don't panic, wait on the Lord. Today we are not fighting against flesh and blood. We are fighting against that devil.
Yes, we are.
And let me say something. Even your family or anyone, when they get upset to say things they don't mean, that is not them. That's the Satan in them working.
That's right.
And don't let me tell you, the devil, when you're at your lowest moment, that's when that Satan step right in.
Yes, he will. Yes,
That's why your God has to be up at all time.
yeah.
That's why you need to pray without fainting. That don't mean you have to go around the street hollering like the Pharisees and the Sadducees, but you must have a praying heart. I wish somebody hear me today. You can pray in the midst of the storm, and God will hear your cry. Oh Lord. Satan often uses threats and intimidation trying to force Christians into a panic reaction.
That's right.
So he knows that if you panic, you will then lose your confidence and self-control.
Yeah.
You will then override your spiritual wisdom and common sense. You may act before you pray about it or reason things out in your spirit. My advice, anyone under Satan attack, hallelujah, don't panic, wait on the Lord.
Amen.
In other words, if you're a child of God and you're going through this life and everything is just fine, you wake up in the morning, you have no problem. You go through life, there's no problem. Your money is looking good. Everything's fine. Well, I got news for you. You better go back to the foot of the cross.
I hear you, Doc. I hear you.
Because if you have nothing in your life, the devil, in other words, he's already got you.
Yeah.
See, the devil only messes with those that know and serve the living God.
Yeah.
And the devil knows what God has for you to do.
Yeah.
He's not omniscient, but he can look around the corner. Because he was in heaven also, you know. And he knows if God has a hand on you, he's going to try to do everything in his power to stop from working out. So I don't know about you, when that devil started messing, I know that must be a blessing around the corner. Oh, I'm going to help somebody here today. Yeah, help somebody here today.
It has to be.
Yeah. You see, my first warning is do not panic concerning the coming of the Lord. Now, we have ministers now, I'm not talking about it, but we have preachers right now using scared tactics to build a membership. So you better come to church if you don't do this and don't do that, because the Lord is coming tomorrow. He might come today. Well, let me tell you something. Those lying prophets and fortune tellers and deceive you, they do not know when the Lord is coming back.
Yeah.
Hear me now. So since other words, I don't know about you, but all I have to do is make sure I'm ready, you're ready when he comes back. He could come back today, but we don't fear he's coming back because that's the best thing that happened to you and I.
That's right.
Are you following me?
That's right.
I might be a little stupid. I'm not afraid to go anywhere, do what I want to do. Because the only thing he can do, he can't take my soul, he can take this old body. But this old body is no good to start with, so he can have it. Oh, I wish somebody heard me today.
Amen.
I trust in the Lord. I said, I trust in the Lord. And I'm not afraid. Of course, people get on me. Why you do? Because I have faith in God. If God says, I'll never leave thee or forsake thee, if God is with me in me, the devil has no power to do any harm to me. Somebody need to say amen to that now. You see, many books have been written and prophecies have been given supposed to alert the church to the fast approaching rapture. You read them. Instead of alerting and informing us, they have caused many to panic with apprehension. Paul warned the church of Thessalonica. Look what it says here. That ye be not what so shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter from us, as that day of the Christ is at hand. In other words, don't worry about when he's coming back. Just make sure you're ready when he gets here.
That's right.
I'm trying to help somebody here now. Because people have gathered in parts of this country, sold everything that they had, because some false prophet said the Lord's going to come back next week, sell everything. And the fools out there in the field wait for the Lord to come back. He don't come back and they don't have anything to go back to. I'm talking about these lying, the false prophets out there. Just make sure you read the Word of God. Only God knows when he's coming back. I'm trying to help somebody here now. Because the warning two is, that's the warning one. It's all right to be read, but don't let them, don't you have an attack just because you're not ready when the Lord come back. You know what you've done in life. You know if you ask God to forgive you. And if you ask God to forgive you, you got to have faith, believing he's already forgiven you. What you did yesterday, what you do today, what you do tomorrow, all of it been taken care of. When Christ died on that tree, he justified you and me. Not only did he justify you, he sanctified you. And if you're sanctified, as he is in heaven, so are we here on earth. I wish somebody knew what I'm talking about now. He has conquered everything. When Jesus is in us, we can conquer it. We are overcomers. Start walking around your head down low. Don't be depressed and oppressed, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. 1 and 2, do not panic concerning the immorality and decay of our society. God yet sits on the throne, and he is in full control, even in times of great immorality and apostasy. As of now, this country is falling and falling fast.
Yes, it is.
But God has his time and his way of arresting weakness and destruction. Don't panic, because Psalm 37:2 says, fret not thyself over evildoers. Neither be thou envious against the works of iniquity, for their work that shall soon be cut down like a grass, and wither as a herb. Don't panic. God takes action against evildoers and works of iniquity. So make sure that you are not in that crowd. See, you might have a family live next door, never been in church in their life. 3 automobiles parked outside. Home paid free. That's all right. Don't you fret over them. Because all that materialistic stuff, they can't take it with them. They ain't going to leave it with somebody. So don't get me wrong, it's good to prepare, but everyone in here is rich if you have Jesus on your side. I would have Jesus than silver and gold. Yeah, when I'm sick, silver and gold can't heal me. But when I get sick, I call on the name of Jesus. Yes, sir. I'm not telling you something that somebody told. I know from experience. Every time I get sick, I tell that devil get lost. Because God said, with his stripes, I'm healed. He said, I'm the Lord that healeth thee. And if he's the Lord that heal me, I'm already healed. Somebody say amen. Don't panic. Turn it over to the Lord. Let us remain true to our position of being God called out people. God has called us out. Because I read here in 1 Peter 2:9, ye are a chosen generation. God has chosen us to do his work. And God chooses you, you become his children. And if you're God's children, he's going to take care of you. Somebody may be sitting there right now, don't know how to go pay the rent tomorrow. Put your trust in God and it will be paid. help somebody now. He also a royal priesthood. That's what the word said. We are the holy nation.
Amen.
We are peculiar people. Yes, we're peculiar. The world think we are crazy. Going to church every Sunday, jumping them down, praising God.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, but we're peculiar people. Look what it said. That you should show forth the praise of Him. What? Who called you out of darkness into this marvelous light. We have been called out of darkness into the marvelous light. And why do you walk in darkness if you are the light? You can't do it. Yeah. God's majestic name yet must be praised. Give God some praise right now. Praise His name. Why are you praising God? Because I read in Luke 19:10, he said, if these hold the praise, the stones will immediately cry out. I don't need no stones to praise God for me. Amen. When I wake up in the morning and see a little day, I praise God. Amen. Because I have a sign as I go out my door. And nothing today you and I can't conquer. Hey, you're a child of God. Yes, made in His image. Yes. I want to thank Reverend First tell them we had God's breath within us. Amen. And God's breath within you. How can you lose? Amen. I wish somebody help me now. Amen. So why should we panic? It never solved the problem to start with. Well, it creates more and larger problems. Panicking will cause you to forget your available resources of strength in your situation. Amen. When your soul is still, you are able to hear God say, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Amen. When I weak, then I know I'm strong. Amen. Or when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I don't feel like getting out of bed before my feet hit the ground. I say, I'm strong. When my feet hit the ground, I take off running. Amen. Why? Because that's the word of God. He said, my grace is sufficient for thee. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. So if you woke up in the morning weak, thank God that the grace of God is going to bring you out of it. Amen. Try to help somebody. Stop complaining and praying. Thanking God for what. Hey. That's right. That's right. If you got 2 eyes to see, or a tongue to talk, Lord have mercy. You should, when you wake up in the morning, you should be praising God. Are you following me? God does not want us to panic, but to live a life of peace and assurance. He says, come unto me all the labor heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. And when God gives you rest, what do you mean rest? He'll give you rest in the midst of a storm. I don't care what you went through last night. When you woke up this morning, you saw it altogether different. Because He gives you rest. I don't know about you. I love that rest I get in God. Are you following me? Other words, He said, when man said no, God will still say yes. When the doctor done all that he can do, oh Lord, we here with this stripe, we are healed. How about that? When your bills are high and your finances are low, money looking funny, don't panic. God shall supply all your needs according to His riches and glory. How? By Christ Jesus. This is the word of God. I said, this is the word of God. He's going to take care of it. That's right. So stop crying and pity-packing around. All you have to do is believe in what Christ did on that cross. That's why He came and died for you and I. Amen. And don't be afraid to question God. God don't mind you questioning Him. You know the prophet that questions God. You heard, I told my life. You know, he put one little flesh down in the middle of the field. Say, I want all the ground I want to be wet, you keep this fish dry. Amen. God did that. He said, well, I got to try one more thing, God. This time I want the fish to be wet and everything else around it dry. Well, God answered prayers. Amen. But that's more than that, young man. But there's nothing wrong with questioning God. Amen. And if you question God, God then will give you an answer. Sometimes we need to question God. Amen. Are you following me, children? Amen. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. So when you discover that your friends have abandoned you, don't panic. Because there's a friend that's sticking closer than a brother. Amen. Oh, hallelujah. His name is Jesus. And all we need right now is just a little more of Jesus. Yeah. I don't know about you, when I get up in the morning, I eat Jesus. I sleep Jesus. I walk Jesus. Everything, every step I make is Jesus. Amen. And I've got to saying, let go and let Jesus. Let go and let Jesus. I keep saying that. And boy, I said, hallelujah, more glory I see.
Amen.
Because there's power in the name of Jesus.
Power in that name.
Never panic for help. It's only a prayer away.
That's right.
Stop complaining and pray. The help is a prayer away. Many communities practice this Esther drill under the direction of Christ's manager. They have these drills so that when something actually happens, well, then you know what to do. You know, you have a drill in your house, and before it breaks out, you know which way to get out of the house.
Amen.
A president now has a contact with your phone. He can tell your phone if you decide to push that red button to know that the crisis is on the hand. Well, we should let Jesus be our crisis manager.
Amen.
And I'm trying to help somebody here, because we are his children. And I don't care what goes on, he will inform you before that enemy comes. Are you following me?
Amen.
David stopped fainting and he cried out. He said, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him.
Amen.
And saved him out of all his trouble.
Amen.
I don't care what trouble is now, he can save you out of it.
Amen.
I wish I could just make it so clear. I don't care what you're in right now. I don't care what it is. God can bring, he's going to bring you out of that trouble.
Amen.
What the word said, ye though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I don't fear thee. Why? For every step you make, he's right there with you.
Amen.
Somebody need to say amen.
Amen.
So, like unto David, yeah, and call on one who is able to deliver us out of our trouble.
Amen.
When you're in trouble, call the Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Because he is your shepherd.
Yeah.
And he will take care of you.
Yes, he will.
Shepherd
Amen.
takes care of his sheep.
Yes, he will.
I don't know about the Lord is my shepherd.
Yes, he is.
That's why I shall not want.
That's right.
Yeah, he follows me day and night.
Yeah.
That's why I don't worry about that devil.
That's right. Amen.
Don't be like Flick Williams and the devil made you do it.
Amen.
If you're a child of God, he has no problem over
That's
you.
right. Yeah.
God has promised in Hebrews 13:5 that I will never leave you,
That's right.
nor forsake you.
Don't forsake.
When God is with us,
Yeah.
we cannot fail.
Yes, man.
So that's why I said, God, you lead me and
Yeah.
guide me.
Yeah.
And I will not go astray.
Oh.
David had to put his action in the advice of verse 14.
Yes.
He said, wait on the Lord
Wait.
and be of good courage.
Yes.
I was thinking, wait yourself on the Lord.
Amen.
You must learn how to wait on God.
Wait on.
Wait, be strong in the person and allow God to strengthen your heart.
Yes, Lord.
Let him fight your battle.
Yes, Lord.
David began to allow God to take over.
Yeah.
He said, when my heart is overwhelmed,
Yeah.
lead me to the rock that higher than I.
Yes, Lord.
The rock of ages,
Yeah.
for me.
Hallelujah.
I don't know about you, you can hide in that rock.
Yes, you can.
He protects from all harm and
Yes,
danger.
Lord Jesus.
He asks God to show him a place
Yeah.
where he can rest,
Yeah.
not hinder the work of God.
Yeah.
Have you found a place of waiting and rest on your awareness?
Yes, Lord.
Do you know where to go when you're in trouble?
Yeah.
Go to the rock.
Jesus.
The great prophet Isaiah said, there, that wait upon the Lord.
Yeah.
Shall renew their strength.
Yeah.
Mount the wings of an eagle. And running after the word and walking not faint. I don't know about you, but God is taking control over your life.
Yes, sir.
He will fight with you.
Yeah.
He will renew your strength.
Yeah.
You will have the strength to fight the good fight of faith. He will renew your strength.
Yeah.
And your strength will enable you to stay in the fight. You will be just like Paul. Say, I fought a good fight. I finished my course. Paul was ready to be his maker. Are you ready now? Have you fought a good fight? Have you faced your course? God is on his way. Mind me a story of Elijah. You remember Elijah? Lord, how much the man that what did he do? He killed all of those prophets. You remember he killed 100 prophets, Baal prophets, and one woman called Jezebel said, if you kill the prophet, I'm going to kill you. Here was a man that had victory after victory, and let one woman put him on the run. Because I read here, it said, Jezebel went to him ineffective. He panicked, and when a day journeyed into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree, and he requested for himself that he might die. He was ready to die, because one woman said, I'm going to kill you. He was ready to throw in the towel. But God would not allow this whole soldier to be defeated because of human limitation. In that same verse, we see that in spite of exhaustion, God was still in control. And And as he lay and sat on the juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said to him, arise and eat. We have an angel that watches over us day and night. I'm going to say it again. We have an angel.
Amen.
Day and night. When you're sleeping, he's right beside you. When you go on the highway, he's with you. I don't care where you go, the angel protect you. My brothers and my sisters, don't panic. Wait on the Lord. He knows your limitation. He knows how much you're able to bear. He knows when you have gone the end of your strength. Just call on his name. In the day of trouble, call on him. And he will send somebody for your help. Don't panic. Just trust me. Let me fight your battle. When you get tired, you have to rest in the Lord. Yeah, you may even have to turn the battle over to the Lord. Yeah, but don't worry, because he will take control. And when he's done everything, you're going to be all right. I found out when I'm down, he will pick me back up. Whatever you're going through right now, God will fix it for you. I said, God will fix it for you. He's the burden bearer and the heavy load carrier. He will fix it for you. He fixed for me, he'll fix for you. Wait on the Lord. I said, wait on the one in the day of your valley. Wait on the one in the bond of Gideon. How I know it's bond of Gideon. I was seeking Gideon. For I'm not peace. Every deep mistake is in. Sing of the rise to walk. But the master of the sea, heard my despair cry. From the water look to me, now I'm safe and right. In the water when I'm thirsty, then when I'm hungry, oh, when I'm sad, I'm life in trouble. I'm talking about Jesus, learning the baby boy, came down, heard you generation, walked the seven shoulder out, made the blind see, from the walk, he's all righteous. I don't know about you, but I'm so glad I was lost, but he found me. I don't have to worry right now. Most of them down the hill, hold him high, and strike him right. Nails to the holy man. Love, the love, it was love that lifted me. I said, love, I was seeking dignity, but love lifted me. We are righteous. Read the word. Read the word. It's right in this Bible.
Amen.
Amen. All day Thursday, all Thursday night, all day Friday, all Friday night, all day Saturday, all Saturday. But early in the morning, did he get up? Did he get up? Wednesday is week. Put your hands together. Give God some praise. Praise him. Praise him. Raise your hand. Praise him. Praise him. Shout hallelujah. Shout hallelujah. Don't panic. Wait on the Lord. Stay to your feet. Let him fight your battle. He's a battle axe in the time of trouble. I'm going to open the doors of the church.
Yes, Lord.
And if you died right this moment, and you don't know where you're going, you better come up here and give your heart to God and give the preacher a hand. All I can do is take your hand. But I can point you someone that has all problems. You know what it is, one? All you have to do is come with your hand and give your heart to God. You should come to me all in and have the rest. Everybody I give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. Make my little heart. And you will find rest for your soul. Is there any else one? All I have to do is come. Sing it. be seated.
Yes, Lord.
All that has been said, this is the blessing right here. The angels in heaven rejoice over one soul being saved. I want to thank Reverend Captain and the youth chairperson, Sister Canal, and those. Right now, I'm going to hear what the young people taught in youth church this morning.
Amen.
Good morning, Mount Zion. All right, so the young ladies with me this morning, we went downstairs and we were talking about a book of the Bible that everybody is familiar with. I think you guys are talking about that same book up here. What's the name of that book? Psalms, right? And the book of Psalms is made up of two types of writings. What were they?
Poem,
And what else?
songs,
Right, so the book of Psalms is made up of songs and poems that were put together that the old church would sing and give reverence to God. Which one were we talking? What verse did we start talking about today? Psalm 1.
27:1.
And it reads how, Morgan? Take your time.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?
All right, so this is a psalm. It's a very familiar psalm to us who've been in church our whole lives. But we're going to be focusing on this throughout the month of October and November with the young people, and we're going to work through it. So we just want to start with the first verse. And it said, the Lord is my light. What does that mean? The Lord is my light.
That means He lets you see, and so you won't trip or fall. Or get hurt.
Right, so God makes sure He's our light so we don't trip and fall in the what? In the darkness of this world, right? And so we talked about, then not only that, not only is He our light, but He's our salvation, right? What does it mean that He's my salvation? What does He do for us?
He saves us,
And what is He saving us from?
the devil,
What else is He saving us from?
Dennis,
From badness or sin? And where? I told them they can have permission to say this word just one time today. Where does He really save us from going?
hell.
You got it. The problem is we don't teach our young people early the meaning of that word. We treat it like a bad word. It's just a bad place. Right? We don't want them to go, so I teach it to them early. I'm sorry if they got to go home. You H-E double hockey stick, figure it out. But where is He saving us and making sure we go to?
Heaven,
Right. So after it's all said and done, He's saving us to make sure we go to heaven. But then it says, whom shall I fear? Who should we be afraid of, guys?
no one.
We shouldn't be afraid of anybody.
Amen.
And then we said that the Lord is the strength of my life. He's my strength.
That means He's your power.
So if greater is He that lives in me than he that lives in the world, I have no reason to be afraid of anybody. And then we just summed it up. We just skipped all the way down to the end. Morgan, what's that last verse?
Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
Amen.
That's what it's all about, right? Because God is our shepherd, because He's our light, He's our salvation, because He's our strength, the one that we need to wait for. And when we talk about wait, we're going to talk about trusting in Him. The one we ought to be trusting in is the Lord. And as long as we're doing that, everything else in life will seem to fall in place, right? So for the next couple months, we're going to stay in this 27th chapter, or the 27th Psalm. When these young people go home, I dare y'all just to read it to them every now and again, or have them read it to you, because they can read. Don't let their cute faces fool you. They can read, all right? But we've had a good time today, right? Amen. Go have your seat.
Give it y'all a good hand. Remember one thing. He said, wait on the Lord and be of good courage. He will strengthen our heart. Wait ourselves upon the Lord. But Isaiah says it plainly. Those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. In the mountain of ways of eagles, run and not be worried, walk and not faint. Wait ourselves upon the Lord. We must learn to wait on the Lord and stop trying to take things in our own hands. May we stand to our feet, please. And we're going to pray that you men will pray to God, and you that, unless there's something very important, we ask you to be back here at 2 o'clock. Some meeting's been called, so if there's a meeting up here, you that stay here, hold your talking down so they can get the meeting, if you're going to meet over there, and so they can get the meetings out of the way. But I'll see you men at 2 o'clock. And what was the subject? I'm going to count 3. I want you to give me the subject we had today. 1, 2, 3.
Don't panic. Wait on the Lord.
Now you that didn't know it. What is it again?
Don't panic. Wait on the Lord.
God bless you. So don't panic. Don't give up. God's on your side. Give us some going on, brother.